It's time.
It is time. It is time, ladies and gentlemen. Time for one of the most anticipated moments of the CouchSide Sports Report ever, because...
Are we talking about CouchSide history?
CouchSide history. Because we have beaten these guys since we started this podcast, but it was on our backyard. It was at the Garden of Eden, you know? I wouldn't say it's a formality to beat any team at the Garden of Eden. Some teams have made it very difficult in the past since the winning streak has happened. But rugby's greatest rivalry tour had its first test on Sunday morning. Until I turned the game on, no joke, I thought this was in Cape Town. Until I turned the game on, I was like, why are we at Ellis Park?
What?
I was like,
did you really think it was in Cape? I thought you were up more than this, bro.
No,
I thought you were up on it more than this.
I thought it was in Cape Town. I don't know why. I thought it was 2 games in Cape Town for some reason, not 2 games in Joburg.
We do play 1 in Cape Town, right?
No, I thought it was 2 tests in Cape Town, not 2 tests in Joburg. So I thought it was Cape Town, Joburg, Cape Town, but it's actually Joburg, Cape Town, Joburg, because we're playing at F&B Stadium at the end. Yeah. I'm stupid. So that was funny. It was like I turned the game on. Like a minute had been played because I had a great 2:30 a.m. nap, and I was like, why the hell are we at Ellis Park? I was like, oh, Simon, you idiots. But moving on, the All Blacks named a team which was basically what we all expected it to be.
Yes.
There were no sneaky Richie Mwanga appearances, no Rico Ioanis on the bench. Yeah. It was essentially the starting lineup. You thought I was right on the locking front that they went for Holland and Lord.
Lord and Holland.
And I said, I think Lord will get picked ahead of Darry. I was correct.
Yep.
The front row, they did name Jacobson at 7. They had Lakai and Signer on the bench, but Signer injured.
There was some
swelling
on the ankle, which is rough.
He was replaced by Simon Parker on the bench ahead of the game. And there was no sneaky 6-2 split. You had Kyle Preston with Leonard Brown and Leroy Carter. Damien McKenzie was fit. Will Jordan was fit. Cam Roygard was fit. South Africa, they didn't see Khaleesi obviously injured.
Yep.
A few players for them out, but they had the stars that you'd expect. They had Sasha, they had Colby, they had Kurtley Arinze, they had their Island, their Creel, Willemse, Detroit, obviously you just said, Malcolm Marks, Oxen Che, Jasper Weiser,
the only one that I was surprised by was they started Wilco Lowe and didn't have Dutoy in the team at all. I'm not sure if Dutoy is injured at the moment, but anyway, besides the point.
I don't know. But, ladies and gentlemen, this first half was a test and a half. The All Blacks were down by 1 at halftime, if I remember correctly.
Yes, 13-12.
But the All Blacks did score the first try of the game. Will Jordan put the ball down very, very quickly.
Yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it.
Shout out Cheslin Colby, now international goal kicker for South Africa, it seems. He has been...
I messaged you this too.
Yeah,
as somebody, you are a way bigger fan of rugby than I am. I didn't know that he could kick goals like that.
It took me off guard at first that he was kicking them and Sasha wasn't, or even I'd assume there's 5 other players on that team who could goal kick. But I was like, Colby's taking them. Okay, yeah, sure. Because I know he used to play 10 in France. They had an experiment where they played him at 10 in France for whatever reason. And then I see why. I looked at my good friends at All Rugby, like how you big up Tribe, I big up All Rugby, because they have all the stats you need for free online.
Yes.
Awesome service. And it noticed that they, Colby, according to their stats, had been the main goal kicker for his team in Japan this season and had kicked quite a lot last season. He had an over 200-point season in Japan. And a lot of those were tries, 50 points were tries, but a lot of them were penalties and conversions, obviously. But shout out to Colby, he was basically perfect with the boot from the tee.
Pretty much.
But South Africa were causing both teams issues. We definitely, in that first half, felt like that we were getting a bit adjusted. I don't know if it was just me, just dazed and confused because I'd had a half an hour nap at 2:30 in the morning, but it felt like we were just a bit visibly rusty in that first half a little bit. I can't really explain it. I just felt like we were chugging along a bit. We were kind of not dictating everything. We were just kind of getting settled in because it's a test match at altitude in Joburg. It's tough. And a lot of those guys haven't played in South Africa before.
I see what you mean. I'm not sure I'd call it rusty.
No,
rusty is not the word. But we weren't really dictating anything. Which, to be fair, I'm not sure I would say South Africa were dictating anything either.
No,
I think it was just
in
an
some
absolute
areas.
grudge match first half.
It was a grudge match. It was tight. We scored, they scored, we scored again. You know, there was a lot. Like, we immediately seemed to be the team who were actually more likely to score tries. But as we know against South Africa, that doesn't necessarily mean scoring the most tries against South Africa means you win the match. We know about the hard way 2023, other matches as well. But at halftime, I was still confident. I was like, look, this could get worse. This could get better. But I felt like we're doing well.
Yeah, I think
despite
at halftime for me, I don't think I'm confident was probably not the word I would have used.
No.
But what I would have said was absolutely this was still a game that could have gone either way.
I was confident that there's a very good chance we weren't going to get smacked off the park in the second half, that we could get back into it, because with South Africa, obviously in their famous 6-2 split, the bomb squad, this is the first time where I think I was watching a South Africa game where it backfired. Because South Africa had injuries, and they had it was 9 minutes in. Kurt Learenze, they take him off for an HIA. Everyone's like, "Why are you taking him off?" And they showed a replay. It's very minimal. He fails it. He fails the HIA. That's why the mouth guards are so important. They detect things that the human eye cannot.
True.
And
whether we like it or not.
So I think in that case, Esterhuizen came on. And so they were able to do... Jesse Creel played out of position most of the game, which was why Jesse Creel did not have his greatest game in the green and gold. It's a lot of people for South Africa, even at that first half where they seemed more in control, the more team, it did appear that the likes of Grant Williams, who also played a lot of that game out of position, and Sasha weren't having their greatest games. They weren't playing as well as they would like to.
I mean, we say that. I mean, South African fans can say that.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. Grant Williams was putting those box kicks.
He was.
For the majority of the time, perfectly where they needed to be.
He was, I think, he was doing a lot of things right, but he was also getting caught out in some cases.
He definitely was.
It was a case of like, our subs are all over the place. We didn't prepare for this. What's going on? Because Cheslin Colby goes off injured in the second half.
Yes.
But before we get there, first half, I was really liking what Fabian Holland was doing. I was liking Geordie Barrett was doing his thing. Luke Jacobson scoring for a try. Jaco put like no feet wrong, I think, in that game. I was expecting...
We said this off camera before. Yeah. Like, we've come on here and said we're not necessarily the biggest fans of Luke Jacobson's
still
game.
A fan of him, but it's like...
But man, when it comes down to you just need to get the job done, that's exactly what he freaking did.
He got it done. Tupo Vai at 6 as well. Brilliant. Where we did struggle was in our front row, and this I think is because of multiple reasons. Number one,
I think there is one of the biggest reasons, and it happened early in this game. I'm sure you'll say it.
Well, De Groot was injured.
Yes,
and De Groot was sick leading into this game, and I don't know if he had the knock before the game or got aggravated early on, but he was clearly a bit worse for wear. For the whole game.
That knee got heavily
and it
strapped.
was very apparent in the scrummaging. But I won't necessarily say that him being injured. Also, Cody Taylor's apparently nursing something with his hip, I think, still, which in the scrum, you need your hip.
Yes, very much do.
Oxen Shea had an absolute blinder of a game in the scrum.
It's just what he does.
He is.
Let's be real. It's what he does.
He's the scrum god for them at this point. He's the guy in the scrum. But it is also that question. He is so good at the scrum, but what happens after his 50 minutes are up? What happens when he's off the pitch? What happens when they're not in the scrum? Yeah. But, we're not going to talk too much in depth. The second half kicks off, and New Zealand South Africa decide they're attacking us really well. They've been killing us at the scrum all game. Scrum penalties galore. The line-out situation isn't exactly all them or all us. Like I think we all picked at each other quite a bit.
Yes.
It was fine.
It was fairly even.
But it was
put it that way.
In the first 10 minutes of the second half, they've really been fighting away. South Africa were in our 22 for a lot, and we were somehow coming up with clutch penalties to get the ball away after they'd get penalty advantage, and they could just never find the try line. They could never find the right way there.
They threw a lot at us.
They threw a lot, and they could have had 21 more points in this game at least. That would have put them ahead. Spoilers. But we go, and a lot of people will say a moment later in the second half was a turning point for the New Zealanders team. But the turning point for me was when South Africa were in a very good position. They could have kicked for line out. They could have really done some damage in the maul and crossed over for another try. But they took the free. They went for free.
Yeah.
They took a penalty.
Yeah, you're
Colby
right.
slots it, no problem. It's 12-16 now.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking, okay, this is typical, playing it safe. They love
Playing it slow.
But playing it slow, they love a penalty. And we're not saying, and to anyone who questions, we're not saying that you shouldn't play the game slow. A lot of people are saying that New Zealanders are very arrogant and you have to play it this way.
South Africans are elite at playing the South African
That's how they
way.
play the game. I just don't
play
like it
that
when
way.
people break the rules.
Yeah,
to play
break the
slow.
rules doing it. That's a different story.
But we move on. It's like, okay, and then all of a sudden, basically from that kickoff, Fabian Holland charges down a box kick and scores. All of a sudden, we're back in the lead. I'm pretty sure the conversion is made as well. It's 19-16 now. It's like, we're back in front already.
Yeah.
Like, that free wasn't a great idea in hindsight. And then afterwards, South Africa, they're coming back with a vengeance. They get in our half, and then it's about 3 or 4 scrum penalties to South Africa in a row.
Yeah.
We are so close to getting someone sent off. And at this point, it's clear. The Groot's buggered. Taylor's buggered, and Lomax, I think,
didn't have a very good game.
I think it's his first major test of the year, at least, where he was starting.
Yeah.
He was getting outdone by Oxenchain. He's still coming back from injury as well.
Which is what Oxenchain does, like we said before. Yeah.
Into New Zealand's bomb squad of George Bower.
Or as we call it now, the Mana Squad.
The Mana squad. George Bower, Asafa Almore, Fletcher Newell. I don't think they all came on at the same time, but they all came on roughly around this time. It's like the 4th scrum in our own 5 meter.
Yeah.
The first scrum was our feed. We lost it. South Africa, they're calling for scrum. They could go for something else. They just call for scrum. They want the scrum
crowd
penalty.
was calling for a scrum.
Scrum. The crowd wants a scrum. What happens? We win a scrum penalty.
How
we kick it out.
Just that.
And that was, for most people, the turning point of this game for New Zealand, because after that, everything started falling off to South Africa.
Yeah.
Their discipline, our discipline was not actually that good, but
we conceded more penalties than they did.
We conceded more penalties from them. So you can't really claim that, we were favoured in any way. We got a lot of penalties against us. But it was where South Africa's handling just fell off a cliff, especially here. Their discipline started getting a lot worse here and way more apparent. New Zealand were able to not even do like the so-called like free-flowing attacking passing rugby that we've come to expect.
I wouldn't necessarily thought we did that
We
either.
were just getting into the right positions, the right moments, and taking advantage of poor discipline.
And I think that's what ended up being the key.
It was the key. And the guys coming off the bench, that front row was amazing. They did so much for us. Tupou Vaa'i was also moved back into the locks pretty early. Forgot to mention, Josh Lord came off. The group only came off because of the accidental head knock.
Yes.
Him and
Lord. Yes.
Him and Lord. And so Vaa'i would play. Sorry, it must have been in the second half. Vaa'i played in the locks. Obviously played by Simon Parker. Did okay. I don't think he did anything crazy, but he.
I think I did see some comments. I think he got a little bit too much hate. Do you know what I mean?
I think he's a lot of people's go-to. I don't like this guy. I don't like this guy.
Which I think it's a little bit.
It's disingenuous because I don't think he did anything particularly wrong in this game at all. He came on probably earlier than he thought.
He did what he needed to do.
He did what he needed to do, like a lot of players did in this game. Cam Roygaard was excellent as always. Maybe not as flashy as always, but he was great. Ruben Love didn't do anything stupid.
Wasn't out of his depth.
No.
Key there.
He was able to, I think it was maybe one occasion where he got tackled into touch in 22, but it was like, look, he handled himself well. It wasn't the bright to too light situation where you sometimes get with young players. He's clearly fine. I actually thought that Will Jordan had a slightly off game until he won man of the match. I knew he scored twice, but I was like, this is like Will Jordan of last year.
I'm sure we'll have a discussion soon.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was a man of the match. But also, I said this to my dad as well, who was very mad he got named man of the match. And I'm like, or somewhat mad.
He scored twice in a game.
I was like, Dad.
Wait, it didn't look like he was at his peak, but he still did his job.
I'm also like, and there will be people out there like my dad. I said, Dad, you're right. He probably wasn't the man of the match to a hardcore rugby fan. But also, most people that are watching rugby or any sport in general are casual fans. If you score 2 tries in a rugby game, it's pretty hard for a casual fan not to be like, oh my God, he scored 2 tries.
Absolutely.
And I have no problem with it. It's man of the match, who cares?
But Fabian Holland for me was man of the match.
Yeah.
Scored a try, winning breakdowns. I think he played the full 80.
Yes, I think there's 2. There should be co-players of the match. One's a forward, one's a back.
So, Geordie Barrett.
Yes.
again, doing the hard work. I think he had a try saver again.
Stop the Geordie hate.
I think it's gone now. I think it's gone now.
It better be.
It should be all very gone by now because he's cemented.
That guy comes up every time there's a try-saving tackle on the line, and this guy happens to hit it enough out of Malcolm Marx's hand. It was there. They had the perfect drive, and this dude comes up, not illegal, and hits it out of his hand. I'm going, what the... he's a freak, man. He's an absolute freak.
He's the absolute freak.
Fabian Holland, we say enough about how freaking good this guy is at the age that he is. The more games he plays, he's also played 2 games this year.
Yeah.
And he comes out and does that.
I mean, he's just got it in him. And also...
He's incredible.
I forgot exactly what I was about to say, but South Africa's discipline really caught them off guard in the
caught me off guard.
The last 10 minutes of the game, just before the last 10 minutes. Also, shout out, their man of the match was Jesper Wiese. He was killing us when he had the ball in hand.
Dare I say they had 2 as well. There's 2 guys that I wanted to shout out.
Apart from Oxenche, who was also great. Who we mentioned earlier.
No, it's a back. But to carry on your point, Jesper Wiese, incredible. Yeah. Especially running the ball. We couldn't tackle him first time.
No, it was...
and it was a bit unfortunate that on the one he went down the sideline that he clearly stepped out of bounds. It was a bit unfortunate. But for me, and this guy is an elite player. Elite. And I actually don't think... in rugby circles, he gets shouted out enough. But it's Damien Willemse.
I think the South Africans give him plenty of love, but
why they should give him more?
Willemse
because he is freaking awesome.
Don't say about it, or else I'll call him the GOAT. But Damien Willemse.
No, I'm not going out saying that.
No, I know you're not.
Also, that's another discussion. I'm going to have that discussion after this.
About what?
But you'll see. But Damien Willemse, man, that guy is a freaking awesome player.
The high ball was excellent. He was probably the best back on the day for them.
Absolutely.
Will be involved in the next test, absolutely.
10, 15, 12, doesn't matter. That guy's a player,
He'll play wherever.
But what I wanted to mention first... do you want to go?
Oh, just because I was also mentioning the discipline.
Yeah.
So
carry
Africa,
on there, please.
in the same minute and a half, back-to-back yellows. First one, clear, illegal clear out. I saw it live and I was like, that's not right. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
Yeah, that was very clearly turned into a breakdown or a ruck, I guess.
And
but
then,
I'm like, Marco, what are you doing?
And then a minute later, obviously they go to...
it was a scrum.
Who was it? Who exactly did it?
So it was Cobus Reinach.
Cobus Reinach decides that he's going to try and attempt the most insane interception of all time when he's down the man with one hand. That's an accidental. Not accidental.
And he was offside.
Intentional. Yep, intentional offside knock on.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
In real time, with the camera angle that it was on, I actually think he went 2 hands.
Yeah. I remember saying it looked 2 hands, but then they replayed it. It was like, it's not 2 hands.
Yeah, no, it's one. And he was offside.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very surprised by that. That's
all
not
of a
what
sudden,
South Africa does.
They're down to 13 men for the last 10 minutes. We were already up by 10 at this point, I think.
Yeah.
And it was like, South Africa could still win this, but if we score one more try, we've got this in the bag.
And that's exactly what we did.
And that's what we did. And that's for me, it was the resilience. We showed resilience. We didn't let the battering of the first half get our way. We played the game we needed to play. We let the Mana squad come on, save us at the squad. It was a brilliant test. We're still free to go in South Africa. We've talked about who stepped up, who maybe didn't have the greatest game. Yeah. Next week, I think the South African team will look quite a bit different. They're
also naming the team early like they usually would have.
That's what I was going to expect.
Which makes me scared.
Yeah.
The reason why it makes me scared is because we know what happened last year. We come out, beat them I guess it was a closer game, but we beat them.
They're 2 different types of games, I think.
We beat them at Eden Park, but whether we like it or not, they came to Wellington, and yes, it is Wellington.
Yeah.
But they came and smacked us.
Well, they're saying the same thing about Ellis Park. Springboks fans are saying, can we stop playing at Ellis Park because they always lose there now?
But I feel like they don't.
I think more recently they have, but
maybe
again,
anyway.
I'm not well informed, but we need to be careful. But I feel like this is a different situation now. I feel like we got our lick more than we did last year.
And also we have a different coach.
And
also we're going to play a midweek game.
We are playing a midweek game against the Lions Wednesday 5 a.m. We'll run through the squad quickly in a bit. Yeah. But I think I don't think Colby and Arinze Aranza will be fit. I think Colby will be out. Colby will be out injured, and I think Kirtley will have to have that mandatory 8-day period for HIA, so he can't play. And I wouldn't be surprised if the 9-10 partnership does change if. I guess Reinach can still start, or someone else starts, and maybe Libbik. I think Mani Libbik will probably start this one.
Is Andre Pollard still playing?
I think he's in the squad, but I don't think. I think.
Where is he?
Dare I say it? I think he's third choice, which is crazy. But hey, Bonan Barrett's like third choice 10 as well. So what do you know?
Yeah, true.
But I think those changes will be made. I think if they can name Sear, they'll name him.
Yeah.
But obviously, Oxen J, Malcolm Marks, Jasper Vise, they'll all be named again. Dalian Willemser will be named again. I think we might see that other centre partnership that they usually name instead of the Creel Delende one.
Do you think you'll?
Is it Hooker and
So here's the thing: I wouldn't be surprised only because they both played very well in Wellington. And they are both centres, technically, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hooker and Moody on the wings.
That's what I was going to say.
South Africa, and then centre pairing. Here's the funny thing. Andre Esterhuizen did score, right?
Yeah.
But also, if I'm seeing Andre Esterhuizen at 12, do you know what I'm thinking?
What?
Let's just run to the side.
Yeah.
Because he moves, he's quicker than you think for a guy that size, forward and back, but laterally is a different story. Yeah. So, I mean, you could start him at 12.
I think...
And go with... Who would you then go at 13?
Willemser might move out of position. And then might
go back to 12 like he did in Wellington.
And they might have Fussy at 15.
I do think they should. I'm a big fan of Fussy's game.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if that was the case. You could put Willemser at 10. He's a 10.
I don't think he'll play 10 with the players they have, but and
also, can I just say, I don't think Sasha actually played badly. I just don't think he'd get involved enough.
No, I think he didn't.
But sometimes you have games like that.
You do. I think there's been a lot of moments like that for Sasha this year so far. And South African fans I know heading in were like, I hope Libbik starting. I hope but we'll have to wait and see.
The games I've seen Mani Libbik play against the All Blacks, I don't actually think he's been that good.
I don't. We'll have to.
We'll see what they
We'll
come
have
up
to
with.
wait and see. On the New Zealand side of things, we are probably not going to expect the Groot and Lord due to that head knock. That means Bauer's probably starting. I assume Xavier Numia will be on the bench for him. And then also Tupavai, I think it's a very high chance.
You know what I'm hoping to see, right?
You
know exactly what I'm hoping to see. I'm hoping to see a Derry Holland combo with Vai at 6, but I would not be surprised if we name a 6 and put Vai in the locks. Yeah. But I think Derry has proved that he can play in these big tests.
It will be Derry or Tui Pelotu. I think they do really like Paddy. Like, I'm surprised that they rate Paddy so high, because I thought a lot of people didn't think he was at like this high on the ranking for locks now. Yeah. But if it's Paddy starting at lock, I'm happy with that. If it's Derry, if it's Vai, I'm happy with it. At 6, does Parker start at 6 in the test? I don't know. But who else would start at 6 in that situation? If Signa's fit, if Signa is fit, because they like a big line-out jumper at 6.
I'm still not starting him at 6.
But that's where he played for the Blues all last season.
Yeah, but he's also going to play at 7 the entirety of this next season.
He basically played 7 this season. But before that, he was the 6 behind, Dalton and Hoskins.
So you are right. And yes, I wouldn't mind it if he's fit.
Is it?
But also, I think I'm going Vai.
Yeah,
can we just pause here on Vai for a second? Because I want to let people know, and I hope we appreciate how insane it is that a lock can go into 6, or a lock can go into blindside flanker, a completely different position, requires completely different things, and yet the All Blacks have somehow developed a lock that has the athletic ability to do both.
It's crazy.
It's insane. And we can go back to the 2019 World Cup. Who did we start at 6?
Against England.
Who did we start at 6 against England?
Scott Barrett.
We started Scott Barrett, who was a lock. We moved out there, but has nowhere near the athletic ability. No. And I think for the longest time, we were like, don't put a lock at 6 again. Don't put a lock at 6 again. Yet somehow we've developed somebody that's been able to do that. But
Tupavai is different. Because he was named to start this game against the Lions, I don't think he would be. But is this where Ethan Blackadder gets unleashed? I don't know.
I don't think so.
He's played at 6 against South Africa before in South Africa. It didn't look fine. But we'll have to wait and see. The backline, I think, is going to remain the same.
Yeah, I think so. What I will say, and I'm sure we'll talk about the second test afterwards, Maybe we see a different 22-23
I think
combo.
we will.
Maybe?
I reckon, but the fact that Leonard Brown has been named on the bench to play against the Lions makes me feel like they are resting him, and the fact that Leroy Carter hasn't even been named in the Lions game makes me feel like it's going to be Carter and Leonard Brown again.
Yeah, true.
But if we talk, we basically covered everything. I feel like.
I mean, we'll cover
from the second test and what we're from the first test and what we're expecting for the second test. It is in Cape Town. It's 3 a.m. on Sunday.
But there is a game before that.
The Lions.
And the last club game.
And I have the team on my phone. It's basically everyone who didn't appear in the last game, plus a few guys who did, but off the bench.
I'm loving the combos, though.
Yeah, front row is Siali Lawake, Semisoni Tokiaho, and Pasalio Tossi. Sam Darry is starting in this game with Patrick Tuipulotu, so I think what's going to happen is that if either of them are expected to start at lock, then I think they'll probably come off straight at halftime or maybe even earlier.
Yeah, early.
Wallace Atiti, Blackadder, Tupo Tailoa, very interesting partnership in the Lucies, but I think they'll do the job.
I'll be interested to see how they go at the breakdown, because you do need more than just one loose forward working at the breakdown.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see Tupo Tailoa is going to get a solid hit out at 8.
Looking forward to this. Noah Hofim is in South Africa at 9, and guys, Richie Mo'unga has returned. His first game for the All Blacks since the World Cup final in 2023. He's at 10. Your wing partnership is Imoni Narawa and Fine.
Come on, you've got this.
Fucking hell, Simon. Finian and Awful at 14.
Pretty good there, man.
Bowden Barrett starts at fullback, and the greatest centre partnership of all time, Tamofi Tavatavanawa and Rieko Ioane.
That 19, 12, 13 combo for us, I hope they play well. I
think
really
it's going to
do.
be great. Your bench, Bradley Slater, Ofa Tuangafasi. Salamau is on the bench at tight end. He came in to replace...
That would have been somebody.
Ollie Norris?
Oh, yes. He came into... Yes, Ollie Norris, who was a loose head proper. Anyway.
And to replace Josh Lord was Jamie Hanna. Also, I forgot to say, Off Tuangafasi is in the squad because he's replaced De Groot temporarily. Jamie Hanna is on the bench for Josh Lord. Peter Lakai is there with Kyle Preston. Josh Jacobs at 22 and Leonard Brown is at 23. I think this will be a fun little game. I don't know how dominant it will be. I don't know how many issues we'll get. I just hope that they take off one of Paddy or Sam Darry early. And Jamie Hanna gets a nice, decent full second half, maybe even a bit longer. Maybe not play Peter Lakai as much, because I feel like we need a big role for him off the bench in the second test.
Well, the funny thing is, he only really played 10 minutes of the first test.
He really played. I think Kyle Preston played like 5. So it's like,
exactly.
It's fine. But that's on Wednesday at 5 a.m. The second test in Cape Town is at 3:10 a.m.
And my sleep schedule is friggin' thrown off.
I'm not pulling an all-nighter this time, because I pulled an all-nighter last time, and I'll explain why. I will be just getting up at 3 o'clock or 2 o'clock and watching it then. Local sports are done.
No, they're not.
No, they're not.
We're going to talk about what we're going to see in the second test.
Oh, well, I thought we covered that. Second test, I just want better discipline, but I want the same resilience, and I want us to just do the little things right, and I want our scrum, if it's possible, to be a bit better. I don't know how, but...
Because here's the thing, right? Like, they run the majority of the scrums.
Yes.
That's one thing I want to see. We need to compete more. Now, here's the funny thing. We're going to see George Bauer start at 1.
Yeah.
And we're going to think that he can do the same thing. I'm just going to say now. He did, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that scrum, outside of Malcolm Marks playing the entire game, which is very impressive for a front rower, they were playing the backup props.
Yeah.
A little bit different to playing Oxenche and Wilco Lowe, or Oxenche and Thomas Dutoy. It's just something different. Yeah. Do I think George Bauer could do a job? Yes. But also, we just need to find a way to compete at those scrums.
Yep,
don't necessarily need to win them, but we need to compete at a hell of a lot more of them. We need to concede less penalties. Because let's be real, that South African team is going to come back stronger.
Yeah.
We need to come back stronger too. But it's always the double Ds, discipline and defense.
Oh, yeah.
Funnily enough, I would say even since 2019, our defense has actually been elite.
Yeah.
And it's continued to be elite. The only problem is we keep putting ourselves in positions where we don't show that elite defense.
No.
In this first test, we didn't do that, and we played elite defense when we needed to. We need that to be the same thing. I would. Oh, also, we need a better high ball strategy.
Yeah.
Whatever we did, even Josh Morby and Will Jordan as well, excellent high ball takers, but weren't in this game.
No.
Playing against guys that were quite a bit smaller than they were.
Yeah.
So that needs to be better. And also, Willemse is Willemse. He's going to be there, especially if you're playing at fullback. But outside of that, man, we need the same energy. Let's put
Same
it that
energy,
way.
that same resilience.
Same energy.
We just need to get better at the scrum, better at the high ball, and be prepared.
I would like to see us as well. Maybe, I hate using the word control, because I don't think in a game against a team as quality as South Africa, or any really most professional teams, you can't really control the game. But I think and I said this to you after the game had finished in the morning, I wouldn't say that we controlled that game. I still think we kind of absorbed what South Africa did and then won the moments, which we need to in games like that. But I would like to see us and this is where it comes down to set piece, which is where South Africa beat us. Yeah, I would like to see us beat South Africa the majority of the time at set piece.
Yeah. At least with our own set pieces.
Yeah, because I'd like to see us control that game a little bit more.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
But in saying that, we need one more win.
We need one more
win
win.
The series.
Well, is it because there's 4 tests?
Yeah, but does Baltimore count?
I have yet to find a credible source which says yes or no. I don't know. I assume it does, but at the same time, does it? Because it's not in South Africa.
Okay,
but
let's put it this way.
But it's in the same tour. It's a part of the tour.
Okay.
But it's not in South Africa.
Okay.
Does it count?
Let's put it this way. To guarantee it, we need 2 more wins.
Yeah, but to guarantee at least a draw and a win in South Africa, we win the next one.
Yes, very true.
And also, after that win, New Zealand's back at number 1 in the world rankings.
Yes.
Ching. And also, quickly, shout out Matthew Carley, did a very good job with the whistle. Telling Timo to fuck off twice was great. The most notable...
Here we go, going to piss some people off.
Oh, no, the most notable time
But
was when they wanted to check the clear out, which led to South Africa's first yellow card. And instead of showing the clear out, they showed basically shoulder-to-shoulder contact about 30 seconds earlier, and we're trying to show that it was Artie on.
Yeah, it was Artie on Jasper Visa.
Artie
so
on
it was 8
Visa.
on 8.
It was, and it wasn't. Carly was like, no, it's not. Yeah. Let's move on to the next one.
There was very much a shoulder, and his head went forward.
Yeah.
I get how that could look like that in real time.
Yeah, but
that's what
it didn't. It felt like the TMO was plucking at his really.
Yeah.
But I don't want to talk too much about the ref, but it was a good reffing performance. Hopefully, we have a well ref game next time as well. Yeah. Is there anything else?
Yes, there is. There is one thing that I want to see from you.
Oh God, from me
and other fans as well. And this is of both teams. Stop reading rage bait stop reading rage bait fucking accounts.
Hey,
no, you're going to shut up right now.
No, you're going to shut up because I don't purposely read them. They just appear.
What it is. Don't. As soon as you know what it is, don't read it and move on.
It's great because in situations like this, I feel vindicated. I feel like $1 million because I don't engage with them, right? I just read them and go ugh and read. But it's like And I'm gonna say it's on both sides. It's on both sides.
So this is my point. I'm like to the South African fans as well. If we're rage baiting
we don't agree with Ben Smith either. Fucking hell!
Don't read it, Simon. Don't read it.
No.
Enjoy the fucking game, and the only vindication you should ever need is that we win the game.
Yeah, and that was.
No, it wasn't.
It was that, and also that as well.